You're about to watch a video that's an excerpt of one of my online courses, free sample if you will. If you enjoy it, please get in touch, dan@brojo.org, and let me know what you think. So before we can be sure of how to deal with shame, we need to know where it comes from. What creates shame? As I mentioned in the previous video, it usually begins externally. There's some sort of prompt from the outside world that a truth about you might be wrong or bad or inappropriate in some way. Now, this can be quite direct from other people: criticism, bullying, opinions, being mistreated or abused for being a certain way or for behaving in a certain way, being punished for doing certain things, being told directly by other people what is right and wrong. This can also be done through laws and the 10 commandments of the church and the rules of your social group. There'll be a lot of other people telling you what is right and wrong and punishing you or rewarding you for certain behaviors. Even being rewarded for something that isn't true to you creates shame about what's true to you. So if I'm rewarded for being happy all the time, even though I'm faking it, I'm indirectly building up shame about being sad or angry because that doesn't get any rewards. Of course, this can also be indirect from the outside world. It can be from watching movies or watching the children's programs or books when you were growing up, overhearing other people's conversations, watching other people be punished for their behavior that you align with, and so on. So you pick up all these rules and ideas from other people indirectly without being involved and start to create assessments about what's right and wrong about yourself. But that's just the seed that is planted, and whether or not that seed grows into shame actually depends on what you do next. And what you do next is choose to be honest or dishonest about this truth. And that's what really creates shame. Somebody else says it's wrong, which is actually a question to you: is this wrong? And then you say yes with dishonesty or no with honesty. So if someone tells me it's wrong to post my political ideas on Facebook, my next move decides whether or not I'll feel ashamed of it. If I then go and post my political ideas on Facebook, I will be shameless. If I then hold back the thing I wanted to post because this other person said it was wrong, which is an act of dishonesty, I will become ashamed of my political views, or at least of the act of expressing them. And that is where the seed is fertilized and grows into shame. People are going to tell you there's something wrong with you all your life. Whether or not that grows into something is going to depend on how you react to that. Are you honest about it and let it be seen anyway, even though you know you'll be judged? Or do you hide it to avoid that judgment? Because when you hide it, you create shame. You've got to understand that shame is outcome seeking. By being ashamed, by hiding truths about yourself, you're trying to achieve a certain outcome. Or it might be better explained by saying you're trying to avoid a certain consequence. Either way, that is to get the opposite outcome. So you've got to start thinking, what is the outcome you're trying to get or avoid here? Is it approval? Is it fitting in? Is it just comfortable emotions? What's your drug? Because the drug that you're seeking, that drives you to be dishonest in the first place, to create that shame, if you can give up that drug, if you can break your addiction to it, you can break the pattern of creating shame, which means you can build your confidence. To get a sense of this, notice something about yourself that is true, that you're shameless about, but other people disapprove. So, for example, I'm really into heavy metal music. And a lot of people disapprove of that. I get a lot of wrong type feedback on that. But I don't give a fuck. I still listen to my music. I played in a metal band for a long time. I never hide the fact that I'm into metal. The closest I come to being ashamed of it is if I'm in a car full of people, I won't play it because they're just going to complain too much. But I don't feel any shame emotionally about that. I'm kind of just being considerate. But even that is a slight act of shame. Overall, however, I don't care if you judge me for liking metal. What's your version of that? What do you have about yourself that you know gets negative judgment, but you're like, fuck it, I don't care. I know it's right. Find that one thing, even if it is only one thing, that you'll stand by even in the face of disapproval. Now take that and compare it with something you hide because somebody disapproves of it, or because you are afraid that somebody will disapprove of it. Like maybe you got man boobs going, and so you always wear a t-shirt when you're at the beach. So you're totally fine with people knowing that you're into heavy metal music, but God forbid you let strangers see your saggy man tits. Notice the difference. They're just two things that are true about you: a love of heavy metal music, a little bit of extra fat around the chest area. But one of these things you're like, fuck you, I don't care if you see it. And another one you're like, oh my God, I can't get caught. So one of them you've been honest about, and the other you've been dishonest about. And what I want you to notice is the connection. Shame is always connected with dishonesty and hiding. Shamelessness is always connected with honesty and transparency. That is not a coincidence. That is, in fact, the formula. If you take honesty and apply it to the shameful area, it will become shameless, not immediately, but over time. And the opposite is also true. If you start hiding something, you will become ashamed of it. Notice that the uncomfortable emotions that we associate with shame, guilt and anger and depression and anxiety, only arise with the things that you hide. It's only in those moments where you have to hide them and you're worried about being caught that all those uncomfortable emotions come up. With the situation where you don't hide anything, those emotions never really come up. There might occasionally be anger if somebody's too confrontational about something you stand up for, but generally, if you're cool with something, you literally feel cool with it all the time. You don't have those uncomfortable emotions. The key to getting to a constant state of feeling cool about who you are is to be honest about it until it feels that way, until the emotions are worn out and used up and they no longer occur. But the main point for this video to keep in mind, shame is created by dishonesty, therefore confidence is built by being honest about what you're ashamed of.
Are you a nice guy or people pleaser who wishes they were more assertive, more honest, and better respected by others? Since 2013, I've been helping people just like you discover their integrity and apply it courageously to build deep and meaningful connections, get respected by others, and become the confident person you've always wanted to be. Imagine being able to speak your mind without worrying what other people will think or worrying that it's the right thing to say, and being able to assertively stand up for yourself and your loved ones. Imagine never feeling the need to apologize for who you are or what you want, and being able to live carefree without shame or the I'm not good enough story in your head. Imagine going to bed knowing that you courageously took every opportunity available to you and you've got no regrets because you always know what you should be doing in every situation. I'm so confident in my ability to help people like you unleash your highest level of self-worth that I give people a free coaching session to test what I'm doing. In this 1 hour session, we will uncover the biggest barrier to your confidence, whether it's an awareness problem, you don't know what you should be doing differently, or it's a courage problem, you know what you should be doing, but you find it too intimidating. I will guide you to make a breakthrough with your behavior to get through that barrier in a powerful way without feeling terrified and without destroying everything you love. I've had some people find this first session so powerful that I never hear from them again simply because they didn't need anything more after that. It launched them into the highest level of confidence that they've ever experienced. And if that's the result you get, I'm good with that. One client put it, this session was more valuable to me than 3 years of therapy combined. So if you're tired of trying to keep everybody happy and you're sick of worrying what other people think of you, and you're concerned that your people pleasing and conflict avoidance is going to damage your relationships, then come and have a talk with me. Worst case scenario, you get to experience what it's like to talk with someone who actually understands what it's like to be you. I've lived the nice guy experience for decades. I know it inside and out. I know that pain. Case scenario, and very likely, you will have such a powerful insight into a behavioral change that you can make in the next 24 hours to significantly improve your confidence, relationships, and career. All I ask is that you be honest, open to change, and willing to try something new. Why wait another 10 years to discover confidence when you can do it today? Fill out the brief form below to apply for a trial coaching session. And do this quickly because there are limited spots each month. And then I'll get back to you to book in a time to talk.